heading to...
Alright, so I decided to make a video and take you along on my morning walk. So I live in the city. I live in the middle of the city. I don't have a car, so I usually either take the bus, train, or if I'm feeling super fancy like today, I will take a Waymo. I love these driverless cars. They're super scary for like the first 5 minutes that you're ever in one, but then after that first 5 minutes, then you're addicted to them and you never want to ever use any other kind of car. It's amazing. So yeah, we're taking the Waymo to the beach today, and before I head out, I always look at the Tide app, or sometimes I use the website tidesforfishing.com. I always want to know ahead of time what the tides are going to be like. Is it rising tide, falling tide? How high is it? How big are the waves? Just so I can be prepared, especially here in Northern California, where the waves can be pretty crazy. Just last month, I think 4 people lost their lives getting sucked into the ocean a little bit south of the city. Yeah, the winter waves in Northern California are no joke, especially during king tide season, which is right now. This morning the waves aren't that big. They're around 3.5 feet right now, and I believe it's falling tide. So the beach that I choose to go to is usually Ocean Beach. It's the easiest straight shot from my home and on the way to work. But sometimes especially if I have more time in the morning, I will go to a different beach. So today I have a fairly early client. I have a 9 o'clock client, so that means I need to be back on the bus back by around 8:15 or so. So I'm going to Ocean Beach, and I love to get to the beach in time for sunrise and for that beautiful magic hour light just before and just after sunrise. So that's part of why I'm out and about and it's still dark. Based on the timing and the tides and everything today, I have decided that we are going to go to Ocean Beach at Pacheco and Great Highway. So that'll give us about probably a 25 to 30-ish minute walk, depending on how many times we stop to take pictures or look at birds or whatever, before I either stop by the little Safeway at the end of my walk and pick up some groceries and head to the office, or just hop on the 5 bus and head to the office. So depending on how this goes, this might be a regular thing for you and me to go to the beach together in the morning. We'll see. I'm not much of a narrator, so I don't know how much talking I'll do on the beach. I'm sort of okay talking in the car right now because, you know, there's nobody around. I do feel weird talking to myself in the phone around other people. Of course, one of the great things of going in the morning for the sunrise is that there aren't that many people out there. I love the beach sunrises and I love the sunsets. The downside of the sunsets, of course, is that usually means there's going to be a bunch of people out there. In the mornings, it's usually just, you know, a few dog walkers and, of course, surfers if the waves are good. And of course, there's always a few joggers walkers and whatnot. But yeah, the morning is the most peaceful time, for sure. It's only about 3 miles from my home to the beach, so it's not very far. But of course, city driving, there's a lot of stoplights and stuff, so it takes a second to get out there. I don't think we need to see the whole ride, so the mean streets of San Francisco. So we are coming up on a pretty famous, big favorite sort of Christmas tree in the city. Hopefully this van will not block our view as we drive past it. I think it's like John something's Christmas tree, or it's this huge tree at the entrance of Golden Gate Park that gets lit up every year. It's probably not that much to look at from a Waymo car on my phone video, but it's a super sweet tree to visit in person. So yeah, so now we're passing Golden Gate Park. Golden Gate Park, I think, is the largest urban park in the country. I think it's bigger than Central Park. And yeah, you can't see much of it. But Golden Gate Park starts from here till all the way till we get to the beach. And at this time of day, there's really nothing much to see there. It's just going to be kind of like dark tree silhouettes. So I will turn off the camera until we get to the beach.
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
All right, we're here. So, yeah, that was an awful microphone, but yeah, you live and learn. So, we are entering the beach here at Pacheco and Great Highway. Got a half a moon today, and it's nice and peaceful. Looks like there's a surfer in the distance. Probably run into a number of those today. Yeah, so before we get too far into this video, if you want to see more of these long videos from me, then please do hit the subscribe button. It really helps me get closer to that magic 1,000 subscriber mark, and that would be awesome. Yeah, so this is my morning. I come to the beach for a walk almost every morning when I'm in the city. It's one of my favorite times of the day, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm so jealous of you. Wish I could do that." Well, I mean, if you're in the city or if you're on the coast, you can do that. You just need to wake up early enough. And what early enough means, that varies across the year depending on what time the sun comes up. So I just follow the sun, and if the sun comes up super early, then I try to go to bed super early. It's December right now, so the sun comes up pretty late. Sunrise today is around 7:15, so I didn't have to leave home until, around 6:30 or so. But anyway, for the sake of those who don't live near the coast, I thought I would make a video of the entire beach walk in real time. So you can walk with me on the whole actual walk this morning. It's a little bit foggy just in the distance, so we're not going to get super vivid colors this morning, I don't think. We'll probably get some of that shimmery pink as we go along, which I really love. Every day is different here. I mean, you can come here literally 365 days in a row, and it's never the same beach twice. Even if the weather report is identical, it's always different. So, I mean, the sky, even if it's like pea soup fog for days in a row and looks exactly the same, it's not the same. The water, the tides coming in are different. The sand is different. Like today, the sand is super smooth, but sometimes after a big storm, the sand will be like lumpy, and it'll have a lot more texture to it. Or sometimes you'll see a lot of shells and rocks. Sometimes there's a bunch of seaweed or whatever. So it's literally never the same beach twice. And there you see we're getting some of that early morning, some of that pink iridescent shininess that I love. So, as we go along, it'll probably get a bit more vivid. I love watching it shift from that like dark pink to like a brighter pink, to kind of like a golden color, and then white. And here's my friends. So, kind of bonded with some of the beach crows here. They probably know me as Peanut Man. I bring them peanuts. Kind of hard to toss with my left hand, but I'm getting better, so we might get lucky and they might be able to catch a few left-handed peanut tosses. We'll see. I really love the morning because it's so peaceful and there's hardly anyone out here. Sunset is equally beautiful, but the sunset can get pretty crowded. Usually if it's cold like this, it's not going to be crowded because nobody likes to be out in the cold. but if the weather is nice, it's usually super crowded. I mean, super crowded for me, an introvert, is probably not that crowded for most people, but I love this solitary introvert heaven beach at sunrise. And there's our little friend. Oh, good catch. There's a seagull hoping for some scraps. Seagulls are kind of assholes. I don't love them. I love the crows because, I'm a little gothy like that. But the seagulls are just brats. So if there's just like one seagull hanging around, I'll still toss the peanuts to the crows. But if there's a bunch of them, then I just ignore them and keep walking until the seagulls take off. Because, yeah, the seagulls will overpower the crows and grab the peanuts. So it is winter, but the waves are not too crazy today. Today it's like half moon in the sky, and the half moon is usually the most um, I don't want to say mediocre, but middle of the road kind of wave activity. So the waves are most intense at like the full moon or the new moon. So when it's right in the middle, there's not as big of a difference between the high tide and the low tide, and there hasn't been any storm activity lately, so it's pretty chill. So it's a little bit, I guess, boring in that respect. Even though it's never boring out here. It's just it's not as dramatic, I guess. So. And that's alright, because sometimes when it's super dramatic, like at the super high king tides, which were about a week or two ago, those waves were pretty gnarly, and it was not safe to walk so close to the water line at those times. yeah, I think I mentioned in the car ride, a few people got pulled in and they didn't make it. So you have to be really cognizant of what's going on with the tides, especially in the winter time. Summertime's not so crazy, but um, yeah, the winters can be rough. Those cute little birds are either snowy plovers or sanderlings. I thought they were all snowy plovers, but then some bird person was like, no, those are sanderlings. So I don't know, but they're cute. Yep, lots of surfers out today. Once upon a time, many years ago, I too was one of those sunrise people in the water with the surfboard. I wouldn't say I was a surfer because actually I could never stand up, but I enjoyed bobbing around like a happy cork in the water. I never, I never went out here at Ocean Beach because it's really scary. I would go south of the city to Pacifica, which is a more beginner-friendly kind of beach with my friends. I did go into the water here one time, actually. It was an afternoon with my friend Marie, and it was scary, but I made it. Marie said I did great, actually, and it might have been because I might have eaten some funny kind of mushroom, and I might have had a little altered sense of danger and reality, so I lived to tell the tale, and I probably would not do that again, because it is scary in that water. Scary, but it's beautiful, and I walk here almost every day. I really love this beach, and I've been walking this beach for, I guess, about 6 years, on this like near daily pace. So I feel like I really know this stretch of coast, and I really know this section of water action. So even though I walk really close to the water line, it's pretty rare that my feet get wet because yeah, it doesn't catch me off guard hardly ever. On those days where we're more likely to have those like scary sneaker waves, I'm usually not walking so close to the water anyway. I mean, I guess sneaker waves can happen anytime, so you know, you just the rule is you never turn your back on the ocean. So I really take that one to heart. So sometimes I'll turn my back real quick to take a picture, but but don't do it. All right, another good catch. There's always a few people fishing in the morning too. I never knew you could fish like from the beach, but apparently you can. And I've seen them sometimes catch some pretty big fish too, so I'm surprised. The fishers and the surfers sometimes are a bit at odds with each other because the surfers get snagged on the fishing lines sometimes, which is super annoying. I can totally see that, how that would be really annoying for each party, but um, that's that's the way it is. That's beach life, so you gotta learn to live together. Had a patient who grew up on this side of town, and she said that her parents are out there a lot fishing, and that growing up they always brought home fish from here, from Ocean Beach, to cook, and she kind of hated it. She's not a fan of fish, so yeah. When she sees the fishermen on the beach, it doesn't bring happy memories. I just thought that was kind of funny. I can totally imagine if I had grown up here, I could totally see my mom, bringing like fish from the beach, and then us hating it. I'm not a big fan of fish, seafood. I remember when I was little, I really liked fish sticks, the frozen from the store kind. Um, and my mom would be like, "Oh, those are so expensive, and anyway, I can make them." So we were like, "I don't think you can make them, because to a little kid, the processed stuff is so good." But she was insistent, so she bought some, bunch of little fish, and she put them in the blender and like blended it, and it was this like crazy gray fish slurry. And then she like fried it and breaded it, and was like, there, it's just as good as the store fish sticks. And we were like crying, and it was traumatic, because they were not at all like the fish sticks from the store. And she was like, you better eat them because I made them. Do you want a spanking? And it was rough. So yeah, good times. Builds character. I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for all of those formative experiences. So thank you, Mom. just really love this light. You cannot beat this like dawn magic hour amazing light. It's so beautiful. Um, I mean, you can see that it's beautiful, but it's so much more beautiful in person. My little iPhone 13 just doesn't do it justice. It doesn't capture the full shimmery goodness. But yeah, it's totally worth it. I've never gotten out here to the beach ever and regretted it. Like not once. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, I don't know, is it going to be worth it? And then you get out here and you're like, yeah, of course it's worth it. Yeah, so I started to leave, and I forgot that I brought some rocks back to the beach to return to the beach. The beach is like a rock library to me. Like this has got a little fossil in it. The little white dots are part of a fossil. So I'm like, oh my god, look, a fossil, amazing. I have to take this home, but I don't have to keep every cool thing in the world, because everything is cool in the world. It's ridiculous. So I just borrow them for a while, and then I bring them back and I return them. So I call it returning the books to the library. So yeah, today I returned 3 rock books to the library. And yeah, it's time to head in. This walk was long today, actually. I walked pretty slowly, probably because I was, holding the camera and thinking about it. Thinking about is the horizon level, which of course it's not level, because it's just me half paying attention and half not. So, but yeah, if you've made it this far, congratulations. This is my main beach walk. So what we're gonna do now is head to the bus stop. And the way it works is, if the bus is coming super soon, then we just get on the bus and ride it down to the office. If the bus is not coming for a while, then I take a little detour. I just cross the street and go to Safeway, the grocery store, and I pick up some groceries and then go to the bus stop. There in that distant hill that's like Sutro Heights. So that's where the magic tree is, the talking tree. I made a little video about the creepy talking tree. It's not a creepy tree, it's a wonderful tree, but it was creepy in the sense that it told me to come back in the dark and we would talk, and that was creepy. But yeah, if you want to know how the story ends, sort of, you can find a video on my channel. Bye, beach. Till we see you tomorrow, probably. Sometimes my weird camera work is also just me avoiding getting people's faces into the view, so that's what's happening sometimes. Now it's time to shake the sand off of my beach Crocs. Yeah, Crocs are fucking ugly, but they are super comfortable and super easy to clean, and that is the way it is. I am a baby old person now. I'll be 53 in about a month, so my days of trying to be super impressive to anyone are over. Area we're walking through, once upon a time, not even 100 years ago, was an amusement park. It was Playland by the beach. Now it is just apartments by the beach. It's a little bit sad, but nothing lasts forever, right? And I guess they're gonna knock down this Safeway pretty soon and make some sort of high-rise, I think. I mean, the good news is there will be a Safeway again on the ground floor once they build the thing, but it will be weird to see like a high-rise right on the beach. They'll have some good views, but man, I don't know about living like this close to the beach because you are in the tsunami zone. And there hasn't been a tsunami much lately, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it. Ooh, and here comes the bus. This is crazy. I almost never hit it just right that the bus is coming right when I get here. I mean, sometimes it's like pulling away right when I get here, but this is pretty lucky. It's like the gods of making your first long YouTube video are smiling on us. So we get to get on the bus, and there's like nobody else waiting here, so I don't have to fight for the introvert seat. There's a seat right here. It's the lone seat. You don't have to sit next to anybody. It's amazing. Sometimes you're like passive-aggressively fighting other introverts right at the door, acting like you don't care, but you do care, and trying to like not fight too hard to get to the introvert seat. But some of these 5 buses have 2 introvert seats, which is nice, but this one only has 1. So this bus is going to get all the way full by the time we get to the office, so I'm gonna turn it off till we get somewhere else. And I do love me an empty bus. Now we're crossing Divisadero. My first office when I moved to the city was down Diviz, 295 Diviz. I worked with my arch nemesis, Dr. Andy, for a while. We have finally since buried the hatchet, I believe, around 2020. But yeah, he was my arch nemesis. Now we're walking to the office. My office is just about 5 blocks from my home, which is nice. So I just have a walking commute. Been in this like general, roughly like 20 blocks, zone pretty much the whole time I've lived in San Francisco. So for about 26 years now. I really like it. It's very central. It's almost exactly in the middle of San Francisco if you look at a map. And put a little dot in the middle. That's right about where I'm at. And corner here we're passing. That's a newish building, but most exciting of all is there's a Trader Joe's on the ground floor there. So that is super exciting because this neighborhood has not had a full grocery store like that in a long, long time. And I'm going to pass this person pretty soon. It is so awkward walking behind someone because I feel like they think I'm being creepy, but I don't want to like hang back too long because then I feel weird. So it's like, I hate that, when you're driving too and someone's going just like a little slower than you want to go, so but anyway, I did it. All these buildings on the left, these are some projects, and I believe they're all gonna get knocked down pretty soon, and the city's gonna build new ones, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they'll be nicer. I'm sure they'll be nicer, but yeah. Passing the Jehovah's Witness Hall. They never really hand me their pamphlets. They give me a little side eye, but I give them side eye too. So it's a mutual side eye. I think Peaches Christ lives right around here. And here we are at my nondescript office building. I do enjoy having a nondescript office building. Past the world's slowest elevator, so we always take the steps. I mean, we're only going to the first floor anyway, so. I love this little fireplace. I am living the dream, man. I've always wanted a fake fireplace like that. That little thing is also a heater, and it kicks up a lot of heat, actually, but I never really need to use the heat part. And this gorgeous little shell light thing, a postcrosser from the Netherlands made it for me, so she sent me that a couple years ago as a gift, which is super sweet. There's my tiny office Christmas tree and my books, including the brand new book, Booze to Balance, available now. Been mostly self-published until this year, so Booze to Balance is my first book with a real publisher, like a traditional publisher, so that's pretty exciting. And that's it. We're ready for work now. Got about 20, 30 minutes before my first client arrives for the day. And that's it. And that's my morning.